What makes us different from other recruiters and marketplaces or job boards in the industry is that we give instant access to matches. We also collect a wide range of information or data on candidates and businesses to give better results and more tailored results. This means that a business can see a photo, work experience, education history. We collect information like, do you smoke, do you have access to a vehicle, personality types, do you have tattoos, and things like that that allow us to actually give a good visibility of who's out there and what's going on. From a candidate point of view, it means that they're getting more tailored matches to the work that they're looking for in their area down to a postcode. We even collect information like, who have you actually worked with as well. So we know every person in Australia in every postcode that has worked in a McDonald's. You can imagine how many people that is.
Yeah. How do you collect that information?
When candidates sign up, they actually fill out information. We also collect transactional information. So when a business and a candidate connects, what happens. We also get businesses when they post a role to give us a heap of data about the style of candidate they're looking for, what kind of certificates or skill sets and different things like that.
Could you give an example of like a specific win-win situation that you remember, which both the service, like both the employee and the employer, like got what they wanted?
Yeah, definitely. So we've had many instances. So for example, a restaurant called Brother Nancy in Victoria was actually looking for a chef. They posted a chef role. They instantly got matched to a chef. They contacted the chef, so the chef actually didn't need to apply for any roles. A business was contacting them and saying, hey, I like your resume, I'd love to chat to you about this role. He came in, did some work with them, and now that chef's actually being sponsored on a 457 visa by that restaurant, which is a win-win for both of them. We've also seen instances where a cafe in Leongatha has actually posted a role, needed someone quite urgently, and within 27 minutes they had somebody in their shop serving coffees. The benefit of that was finding skill sets around their area within a couple of blocks who were available to actually work, which was fantastic for both the candidate and the business, because it meant that the candidate got some extra work, some money in the pocket, while the business had a skill set to actually get in the shop and actually start serving coffee.
Wait, did you say in 27 minutes they found someone?
And actually had them in their store.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is that like as a temporary sort of job, or is that like?
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel when the system goes down, and how do you like deal with that sort of thing? Like,
I think you need to remain calm in those situations, because the more you panic, the more things can go wrong, right? So we have an amazing dev team who keep everything in check, and if anything does go down, we have very little to no downtime. It's only ever planned downtime for when we're changing servers or things like that, and they will just transfer things over and make it happen.
like when you do get downtime, do you tend to know like what causes it and how you tend to fix it?
Yeah, definitely. So we more likely than not will have downtime because we're making a point of doing something. So we might be pushing large new features that need to pull the website down to kind of make those changes, or we might be changing servers or things like that. So we know exactly why we're doing it and what the outcome needs to be to get it back up and running. So rather than, I guess, the site crashing or whatnot.
Do you know about what kind of problems individuals tend to run into when using your site or service, like both employees and like business side?
Yeah, so I guess from a business point of view, we'll find that people aren't used to being given instant gratification from posting a role. They're used to waiting for candidates to apply. Whereas our site tips it on its head and says, here's all the information you need, go for it. So what we actually have to do is explain to businesses, we'll know that you can actually start calling those people straight away. You get instant gratification. And for candidates, from their point of view, I guess it's about explaining to them that the issues is trying to get them to update their profile consistently and explaining the needs and reasons why they should do that, as well as filling out their complete profile. So adding a photo, putting work history and education history, and really showing their personality, because businesses want to see who they're going to hire straight away in front of them rather than hire me. You're not going to hire somebody if you only get a couple of words. You want to see who that person, somebody. You need to sell yourself and what skill sets you have. Because the only reason the business is going to know what you can offer is unless you explain it to them.
How does One Shift get paid? Where does its money come from?
Yep. So we won a lotto. No, I'm joking. Your face. Basically, businesses pay $30 to post a role, and they straight away get, on average, say 50 matches, and they can start contacting people. They also get unlimited applications from candidates for 15 days. So we're a low cost value proposition, so $30, cheap and cheerful. But the reason behind that is, for, about an hour's work in the retail hospitality industry is about $30. So why should you spend more than $30 on finding someone in that sort of industry?
Do you find any problems with your current payment system, like both like the electronic system and just the way it works in general?
No, we're pretty happy with how that works. It works
Yep.
at the moment. There's no real issues around it. Dev team has set that up all perfectly, so no complaints there.
Businesses pay online.
They can pay online through credit card. We also invoice larger clients and things like that. There's lots of, I guess, your normal sort of payment options in that regard, EFT and whatnot. And it's just about keeping up with what businesses like to use. But you'll find that you get businesses who will want something in the mail to businesses who want to pay by credit card or invoice, or every business is different.
How do you narrow down suitable candidates for like any specific given job? Do they give the criteria, or do they do it themselves, or?
The businesses do it themselves, but what we do is we actually have quite an intuitive system that fills out from all the information that we've been collecting over the last 2.5 years to actually guide them through that. So we've been able to reduce the time to post a job by minutes down to, it can take only a couple of minutes, depending on how it takes you to write your job description, to actually get that job out. Whereas previously, it would take you at least 10, 15 minutes just to do all the rest of the stuff. So we're continually looking at all the intuitive sort of features that we can put through that can get the business quicker to getting that job live so they can start contacting people. Because our three sort of aims around the site is to make it quick, to get better results through information and data, so it guides them to get a better result, and then also cost effective.
So what problems have you found, say in the past, when trying to store or maybe access data about information about candidates?
I think it's really about, we collect so much, and so it's about using that information to give the users a better experience. But you don't want to give them too much because otherwise it gets really complicated. So how do we ensure that we're giving them visibility and transparency to both users to get a better result without bombarding them with lots of different filters or tabs or ways of adjusting the role and whatnot. So we're continually playing with that to give them the users better accessibility to it, but making sure that we're always getting everyone a better experience at the end of the day.
Yeah, so the employers have some way of like filtering specific information about said candidates, I guess.
Yeah, so skills, qualifications, location, how many languages you speak, you name it, lots of different things.
So which measures do you take to try to protect, say, privacy of applicants? Could you tell us like a story about this though? Like what you had to say change the way you stored information or something?
Yeah, definitely. So we've always looked at privacy is obviously a very serious situation because you don't want people's information getting out or somebody hacking our database and stealing everything or whatever. Our data is built on, our business is built on data.
Yeah.
So for example, the way our site works, it's a networking effect. So like Seek, when you post a job on Seek, your ad is automatically devalued by the next role posted, advertising model. Whereas ours, if you posted a role down the road for a barista and then 10 minutes later I post one, our evolving algorithm actually gives me a better experience because there's new data, new information about that transaction. So every role helps everybody else in the marketplace. So by us losing or not having control over our data, it means that we lose the value of the business. So therefore it's critical to us to make sure that the integrity of that data and also the security of that data is maintained at all times. And we've had that stance since day one. So I guess always having that vision to give the best quality service to both candidates and businesses. We've always been really strict on that to ensure that we get the best situation for everyone.
Awesome. But do you have a story where you had to change something about security? If you don't, it's okay.
What have we done? I think we've given more options to give people the ability to show more, while others the ability to take it back and show less. You add in different features like that as you go, but I think it's just really down to feedback from users about what they want to do and what they don't want to do. So it's allowing, I guess, the most flexible situation for somebody who wants to hide everything to people who want to show everything. That's something, yeah.
Could you describe the most memorable issue you've encountered?
Most memorable issue? Probably it would have to, that's a tough one. See, yeah, we don't have, I guess, so many memorable ones. It's more consistent situations, either good or bad. You just keep moving, right? So I think for us, we moved our servers from, most memorable issue was we had a developer, and Andrew knows this developer, who accidentally changed our pricing from $30 to 3 cents. So you can imagine having 3 cent transactions and going, oh my God, what's
Yeah.
going on? So we've had
Yeah.
issues like that. But at One Shift, we always celebrate failure because unless you do things like that, you're not moving fast enough. So we every month, every department actually has to get up in this room, funnily enough, and say what they did for the last 30 days, what they're doing for the next 30 days, and any stuff ups. And even myself, I have to get up and say, these are the stuff ups I did this month. This is what I learned from it. Because it means everybody's learning from every experience with each other. And we're all young. We've got no idea.
Yeah.
But it means we're all learning from each other.
Awesome.